Hi, I'm Sunday, and I'm inviting you to the 10-day free Empath Experiment. If you're wondering whether you're a person who would want to take this adventure with me, here are a few questions for you. Do you ever feel that after you've been with somebody who's pouring their heart out to you, that you are carrying what they poured out on your back afterwards? Do you feel affected by people that you connect with in ways that you carry away? If you're a healer of any variety, often the feeling of being around somebody who is in physical or emotional trouble is something you take home from work. You may do things to kind of escape from that or clear it, but there's this sensation that you have a burden. You're carrying a burden, and that burden really might not be yours to carry. It's also a lot harder to be a good friend, family member, or healer if you are carrying this extra stuff around, and it's a lot of energy for you in your life. So if any of those things sound familiar to you, or if you're one of those more extreme cases, as I have been, who actually can't tell when someone else's feelings are being taken on as your own, then I would highly recommend trying the Empath Experiment. So, I'm looking down my notes here. I just want to make sure I cover everything. There's a reason why you've been doing this, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a mistaken thing. Because what we're taught is that if we share somebody else's feelings, especially if they're bad feelings, then that's a really good thing for us to do. It's a really noble and helpful thing for us to do. The truth is, it isn't. The truth is that sharing somebody's bad feelings may make them feel a little more comforted because they've got companionship in their bad feelings. But essentially what you've just done is you've leapt out of the lifeboat and into the water with the person who is drowning. And now you're caught up in the riptide yourself. And you just can't be as much of a help to them that way. So it's true that we're taught that it's very noble and lovely to share someone's sorrow. And it is good to be sympathetic to their sorrow, but it is not good to take it on. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help us. So then, what do we do? If that isn't the way to help somebody, what do we do? Well, this experiment is about showing you a new way to try. I myself labored under the burden of a lot of people's feelings for a lot of years because I was a very, very, very empathic person. And I really thought that that was the right thing to do. And of course, I was troubled by the burden of other people's feelings, and I did all kinds of coping and managing strategies, and I studied and learned and tried to find things that would work for me. But you know what actually really worked for me? I don't recommend this method, but I can give you the lesson I learned from it. I got a really horrible neurological autoimmune body chemical illness that was like being tortured for several years. It had me bedbound, and it was also one of those diseases which medical science just sort of throws up its hands and says, oh, sorry, you're just going to get worse till you die. Too bad. And alternative healing it didn't do much good for me either, unfortunately, because my body chemistry was so wacky. So that was why I had to double down and get the energy healing. I learned from other people, I learned from other beings. I learned to, yes, actually rewire my system, rewire my neurology, transform my chemistry. And in the process of that, do you know what happened? I stopped taking on other people's stuff so much. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I'm not saying that I never do it, but it's so much better now. You can't believe it. And I can't believe the amount of energy I had been spending on carrying that burden of other people's feelings. So I would like to introduce you to a new possibility in your life. I would like to introduce you to a new way of doing things that could make your life easier and be actually much more helpful to your family members, clients, friends, and everyone you're in contact with whose feelings that you are now picking up. So, what can we do in 10 days? I'm not going to wave a magic wand. I'm not going to pretend I can wave a magic wand and suddenly just say, poof, it's all over. You're done now. But in 10 days, I can support you in busting several very bad myths about what empathy is and how it should work and how you take care of yourself as an empath. I know a lot of these because for decades I tried. Oh my God, I tried. I tried and tried to find a way that would make me more comfortable. And, most of them just didn't work. I thought I was, wrong. I thought there was something really wrong with me, that I wasn't doing it right. And then I finally got the message. It's not that I wasn't doing it right. It's that those are not effective methods. They are incomplete or misleading. So in 10 days, what I can do is I can bust some of those myths for you. I can support you in opening to a new way of looking at this, a new perspective. And what I think is even more helpful, or at least that will sustain it, is I will be giving you an energy healing every day, and you'll be getting sort of assignments to go with the energy healing that will show you what it's like to have these emotions when you have calm body chemistry, calm body neurology. It's an entirely different experience, and you may be surprised at how effective it is. Now, that's not, like an insta cure thing, but it is me guiding you to a pathway you may never have explored before and taking you a few steps down it so you can see that if it works for you and find out. That's what an experiment is. I will also be doing this experiment with you because no matter how much I do this work, I can still go deeper, I can still go further, and I love doing this in community. So this is how it will work. I'm going to have a Facebook group. I've started a Facebook group, which you are very welcome to sign up to. There'll be a link to that group below. And each weekday, I should say, for 10 days, we will be meeting on that Facebook group where I will have a daily video giving you a little bit of information about something you might not have considered in terms of empathy and a healing. And when you've experienced that, then what you do is you make a comment about one thing that came up for you during the healing and one helpful difference that you noticed. And that will do something for you that will continue the healing, because when we notice these things consciously, our nervous system starts to take them in. It starts to rearrange itself a little. It starts to find a new pathway. Also, there'll be community support, because the other part of the commenting is you comment on at least 2 other people's comments. You reply to them, and you do it in a specific way, because it's really important when we're doing this kind of vulnerable work in community that we respect each other's feelings. So I would say that what you want to comment as is a witnesser and an affirmer, as opposed to a critic or a teacher. You practice the new kind of empathy in your comments by commenting in a way that supports and helps the person you're replying to, and you will be getting that support and help yourself. Because for many of us, we haven't been noticed, or empathy is something that we hide or try to disguise, or it's problematic for us in some way. So it's really super helpful to be in a community of people where we all just understand that and it's taken as given, and we can begin to open up a little about what goes on for us in terms of empathy. So I really hope that you will join the Empath Experiment. If you're the kind of person that needs more information to chew over, I'm providing that in written below. I am that kind of person, so, that would be something that I would want to look at. I really hope that if this video speaks to you, you will sign up and join us. Because I spent so many years and so much energy, and I lost so many opportunities because I was carrying the burden of other people's feelings. I wasn't doing them any good. It wasn't doing me any good. And now I found this new way. I really want to share it with you. So if that speaks to you, please join us.